You were never meant to follow. You were meant to command. But somewhere along the line, they told you to sit down, to stay small, to fit into systems built by people who never knew your fire. And so, your crown, the one made of purpose, clarity, and vision, was left buried beneath fear and routine. But here's the truth they never told you. You've had the crown all along. You just forgot where you placed it. Awakening the inner throne, power isn't given. It's remembered. It doesn't come from status, wealth, or control over others. It comes from knowing who you are and ruling your inner world with unshakable purpose. Most people spend their lives reacting, never realizing they've handed the throne of their mind to fear, doubt, and old voices that no longer serve them. But a king, a true king, knows the throne must be reclaimed from within, not with force. Not with pride, but with presence. A king doesn't need to shout. He doesn't need to prove. He knows, and that knowing shapes reality. The first step. So here's where it begins. Not by chasing titles or controlling others, but by sitting in silence and asking, who rules my mind, me or the noise? Because until you answer that, you'll always feel like a ruler in exile. But once you remember, once you rise, the kingdom returns. You can wear the crown. But if your actions betray your purpose, you're only playing dress-up in a kingdom of illusions. A king is not crowned once. He is crowned daily, in the rituals no one sees. The small decisions, the quiet moments, the battles fought in silence. The foundation of power. Power isn't built in public. It's forged in the private hours, when no one's watching, when quitting whispers in your ear, and comfort begs for your surrender. This is where kings are made. Not in grand speeches, but in the choice to rise early, to sit with discomfort, to act with intention even when the world tempts you to drift. A king trains his mind like a blade, sharp, focused, ready. He studies himself with brutal honesty, not to judge, but to grow. The code of discipline. Every true ruler lives by a code, not written in books, but carved into the rhythm of his life. Discipline is not a cage. It's the key to your sovereignty. Without it, your crown slips. Your purpose fades. You become a servant to impulse instead of a master of destiny. Ask yourself, what are my rituals? Do they build me or bury me? Closing build. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs leaders who rule with stillness, discipline, and purpose. And if you walk this path, not once, but daily, your presence alone will shift the air, not by force, but by becoming undeniable. Every kingdom falls the same way, not from an invading army, but from a war waged within. The greatest threat to your power is not the world. It's the voice inside your own mind telling you you're not enough. The shadow behind the throne. You can build rituals, craft discipline, wear the mask of control. But if your inner world is ruled by fear, you'll sabotage everything you build. A king must confront his shadow, the part of him that hides, avoids, lies, and doubts, not to destroy it, but to understand it, because you cannot rule what you refuse to face. Emotional mastery, not suppression, but command. Power is not cold. It's not the absence of emotion. It's the mastery of it. Anger, fear, grief, these are not enemies. They are messengers. A true king listens. He doesn't react. He reads emotion like a map, not a weapon. When fear whispers, "You're not ready," he asks, "What truth are you hiding from me?" When doubt says, "You'll fail," he replies, "Then I'll rise smarter." The inner battle never ends, and that's the point. The crown weighs heavy because it demands constant clarity. Each day is a test. Each thought is a choice. Will you rule from love or from lack? Will you rise above the storm or be ruled by the thunder inside? Closing thought, your greatest power comes not when you conquer others, but when you conquer yourself. A crown means nothing if it dies with you. True kings don't rule for applause. They rule to leave a mark on hearts, minds, and time itself. This isn't about domination. It's about impact, the kind that lingers long after you're gone. The final test, purpose beyond self. You've mastered presence, disciplined your rituals, faced your shadow. Now the final question arises. What will you build with your power? Because real leadership isn't about being above. It's about lifting others while standing firm in yourself. A king doesn't just protect his throne. He creates space for others to rise. Your purpose becomes unshakable when it extends beyond. Your own gain, that's when people follow, not because they must, but because they trust. The unseen crown. The most powerful kings wear no visible crown. They walk quietly, move intentionally, and speak only when their words serve truth. They are remembered not by their titles, but by how they made others feel, seen, capable, brave. Your moment. Right now, you stand at the edge of two lives. One, ruled by fear, distraction, and silence. The other, led by clarity, courage, and a kingdom within. Only one step separates them. Only one choice. Final call. You were never meant to bow to life. You were meant to rule it. Now rise and wear your crown.